We're gonna check in with Africa. Okay, let's check in with Africa. I know you're.
That's an incredible story too.
It is.
They were against it.
Yeah.
6 months later, it's fully
Again.
They're ready to rock and roll.
Yeah, that's the thing with
how
these.
does that happen? They're exporting from
These are the,
0 to 60. And
we have to find that stuff because when they say here, oh well, we're gonna need a long time. No, you're not. No, you're not really. So where's that guy from Africa? Where is he? We have to give him a ding because this is gonna be good. Where'd you shoot that number, Kim? Where was that guy?
He's on Skype.
Oh yeah, that's right. Let's see where he is. I got so many ways now to reach people. I can't even understand it. Canna Traveler. Here we go. Gonna call him up. Here's Didier. Didier Miguel is on the line. Hopefully. He's the Canna Traveler, folks. So he gets to go around and talk about things.
So he goes to different countries where they're...
Is that Didier?
Yes, it is.
Didier, this is Alan Park calling from Toronto. Green Crush Live. How are you today?
I'm very well, and yourself, sir?
I'm pretty good. So where might you be in the world at this moment?
At this moment in time, sitting in my office in Johannesburg, South Africa.
South Africa. All right. So do you know what's going on in Canada right now? Canna Traveler?
Understanding, yes, of what's going on.
You have a... Are we hearing him okay? Is he all right? Okay.
Hi.
I'm just making sure I could hear you, yeah. Okay, so, yeah, I'm just making sure I could hear you. It's a bit quiet on my end of things. So anyway, Didier Miguel, tell us who you are and where you live and what you do, because I have a purveyor from Castle Black here. We have Aaron Cadeau here, and he runs a fantastic company. You're in South Africa. He lives in Jamaica most of the time. What are you doing?
Well, myself, I do a number of different things. I come from a creative background. Now I do a lot of business development, marketing, brand development, and so on. I also own a company called Canna Traveler, which is an upcoming website for anything related to cannabis in South Africa. So basically, you can book your cannabis-friendly accommodation, go on safaris that are cannabis-friendly, tours, and quite a lot more on that.
I don't know if I want to see a lion and be high at the same time, but I like where you're going with this. So congratulations. How long have you been doing it?
Quite exciting.
I'm sorry, I lost that part. What's exciting?
I've tried that before. Getting high and watching lions is quite exciting.
I'll bet. Yeah, hey, let's, you go out and rip through a bong and let's go check out this pride. Sounds good. I don't know if I'm going to be doing that ever, but I like where you're going with this. So you guys call it Dagga, right? Is that what you call it? Dagga?
The pronunciation is Dagga. So it's cleaning you're clearing your throat on the G.
Right. Okay. Dagga. Yeah.
It's a bit of a hard word, yes.
And you guys have got an interesting story with that. You started out it wasn't available, and then now it's available legally.
Rapidly.
Correct. Well, it actually started in the Western Cape, which is the southernmost point of South Africa, with two gentlemen, Jeremy Acton and Rasta Gareth Prince, which were fighting on religious basis.
Okay.
And on the back of that, they actually got the ruling to say that it's unconstitutional to not allow the use of cannabis.
It's constitutional to allow it, or so non-constitutional to not allow it. Yeah.
Correct.
And then it became available pretty quick, right? It was a pretty quick turnaround once they decided that.
Yeah, it was quite a quick turnaround. There was also another case that was happening at the same time, which had a large influence on the change. Basically, we brought in a whole lot of scientists. For instance, David Nutt, Professor David Nutt. I'm sure you're aware of him.
Yeah.
He came over. He fought for the plant. You can actually research it. It's called the trial of the plant.
The trial of the
plant.
It
was actually called. Yeah, it was a huge court case. So after the Western Cape hearing or ruling, the law had 24 months to change, and they actually changed it a little bit earlier than that to all our benefit, which is very good for all of us.
Okay. Well, tell us this Canna Traveler aspect. What does that mean? Because I'm going to tell you something else that happened. Back when we legalized in Canada back in October 17th, right after that, there were a lot of countries around the world, including South Korea, saying, hey, we know Canada's legal weed now, but if you go there and you come back to South Korea and we test you, you're going to be in trouble. You can't have cannabis and go to Canada and do a vacation and come back. And then all of a sudden it's legal in South Korea. So, like that was a month ago. So, I mean, they were telling their own people, don't go there. But now you can get it also in South Korea. So as a cannabis traveler, are you just sitting there constantly reading telephone books full of local laws to make sure you don't go to jail? Or what's happening with you? Like, how do you even keep track of this stuff?
The thing is, it's a little bit tricky. I'll explain on one case. Say, for example, I grow cannabis at home. I smoke cannabis at home. That's completely 100% legal.
Yeah.
But I can't buy cannabis anywhere, and I can't buy the seeds anywhere.
Right.
So it's a little bit tricky. Even if a friend gives it to me, he's in the wrong.
That's weird because in Canada we can gift. That's our one way we get around certain possession limits is that we're allowed to gift it to people. So none of this makes sense, eh? Are you having a good time with it?
Well, look, we get around what we need to do. So yeah.
Yeah, that's what everybody says. We get around what we need to do because these people won't just relax and let us do the thing that we're doing, which is being regular people expressing our democratic will to have a business that is centered around something that we like to partake in that doesn't even harm us. It helps us, and yet there's just nothing but series of problems. It's amazing.
Yeah, but we all know the politics behind this whole thing. So
yeah, well, we don't all know. I'm trying to tell people, but yeah, it's pretty screwed up. Why do you think they don't let us have this?
Well, a large part of it is money and corporatization and so on. That is a large part of it.
Okay, so they want to control the money, but what do you mean the corporatization? They want to just be able to sell like Nabisco weed and like, post shreddies, breakfast weed cereal kind of thing, and just like, they still own everything, like just like good old Dare cookies now with delicious golden nugs, and they also own that shit too. Like I mean, are they doing this across the board? Is that what it is? Like just complete control, right?
Yeah, look, it's completely decriminalized here, but there's no law in place to actually regulate anything. So at the moment, it's a bit of a battle to try get it away from certain government entities that want to make money out of this. Yeah. So a lot of us, the community here, is trying to push it in a way where it's local development and local growth for the community.
Well, I don't know how you're getting through it all because I swear, like I understand what you're doing as far as the traveler is concerned, but there's so many different laws and they change all the time. I mean, I can't even keep track of it just in Canada. It's unbelievable. But what kind of things can we expect people to do with your company? Like, are you reaching out into the world, into these countries such as Canada that will legalize and have a product or a good for sale?
My intention is to branch out, but my main focus now is to develop the education in South Africa. So a large part of the website will be based on cannabis education, what the law entails, what health and wellness entails, and so on. So my core focus for the moment is local. Okay.
And so what do you think that the thing, you say you want to teach people about it. What are you saying about the government? The government doesn't teach people about it, or they're only teaching them bad things, or the bad side of it?
The government is not putting in the effort for education on cannabis.
Oh, okay.
So unfortunately, there's a private community that started up the Cannabis Development Council, or CDC, but not the CDC. So they are a privatized thing, and they're actually trying to develop the understanding of cannabis, the local community farmers, because I read a stat about last week. There's 900,000 cannabis farmers in South Africa that service over 4 million people.
What? You got 1 million farmers and 4 million buyers?
Yes, we've got a massive market.
Like Colorado.
Wow. That's some pretty attention. That's some pretty good detail.
Colorado was bad. They have 9,000 growers and only 3.5 million people.
Oh, wow. That's some pretty stacked odds. It's like everybody has their own personal grower, right?
No, apparently South Africa produces illegally for a long time. Many of the good bud for around the world, but all outdoor grown and so on. Obviously, the infrastructure to get these local farmers to do anything high tech it won't work. Right. Not yet, at least.
Right. Wow. Well, you guys are amazing. I mean, I love these stories and how fast they flipped around. It's been really something because, we were on our own time schedule. First, our prime minister came out and said, oh, yeah, we're going to do this right away. Then he said, oh, no, we're going to need to wait a year. Then he said, oh, we're going to wait another year. And then they're going to say, oh, you're going to wait another 6 months. So they keep taking all these extra bits of time because they were getting ready. They were preparing. Anyway, it's all gone to hell. They weren't ready. It's not done. They got it, and it took months and months and months and months and months. And you guys are all setting up, flying away, no problem, doing it, no problem. Like, I mean, this just isn't.
Already.
And they're exporting already. This is another example of how terrible of a government we have here in this country. I mean, I know the world's looking to us because we did it, but boy, did we screw it up. It's amazing to me. I'm enjoying it now because I've been so angry about how screwed up it is. Now I got no emotions left but just like giddiness. I've used up everything.
The comedy of errors.
The comedy of errors is so stupid. I mean, you just want to get, like, the guy that designed this system, I just want to get him in a room, Bill Blair. I just like to get him in here and just go, okay, seriously, tell me this fucking thing again that you thought was going to work, and then just hit him in the head with a mattress.
Just the right bottle of scotch and you might be able to get him in.
We should put some packages together where we have like, okay, look, here's like, Dewar's Fine Whiskey. Here's a 40-year-old bottle of scotch. Here's a charcuterie board. And come on down, Billy. Come on, you piece of... Anyway, I really want to get him in here because he just, he's been so wrong, and now he's being advised not to grow more weed while we don't have any. I mean, you guys have really figured it out down there. So, what's your leader like? Like, what's the leader of South Africa? What are their thoughts on cannabis, etc. right now?
Well, look, I don't even think the leader had much to do with the change. It was more the people.
Wow.
The people actually for the change, got the High Court to change the law, and then the Parliament had 2 years to change the law for the whole country. So now we have 2 years in limbo where we can grow freely as much as we want, smoke as much as we want.
And you just figured that out, huh? I'm sitting here with a room full of Canadians just laughing at how stupid we are.
Limbo. I think
Oh, jeez.
I could get back to my African roots.
I swear, we just need to talk to one person from one different country every day to really broaden your perspective. I mean, just in a couple of short sentences, you're basically saying that Canadian legislators are morons. That's basically what you're saying. It's so funny to listen to you.
It's like the Mexican law, too. When you read it, it says, for the enhancement of pleasure and your personal enjoyment.
That's what it says in Mexico.
Yeah, you're like,
that's all I've been about. Is that what it says in Mexico? Yeah. That's my whole thing. Maybe I need to move to Mexico. I have to get I'm going to Tijuana, apparently. I need to leave here.
You and the other refugees, huh?
I got to get Duolingo going to get this show going in Spanish also. Okay, so anyway, it's been really great talking to you. Are you going to, do you offer like information on various places around the world on where it would be the best place to travel, to partake? Or what are your thoughts on that?
Soon I will be looking at worldwide, but I think for the next 3 to 6 months, it's going to be a local focus.
Oh, that's
but after that, I will be right. As I said, we are trying to develop the education here, so it's a big part of it.
Well, we're trying to develop education here, too. Maybe if you come, we'd be happy to have you as a guest at Green Crush Live in the studios, and we could take you around the country where I can show you, we'll go to Saskatchewan, where we can buy weed for the car, but if you get caught with it driving home, you're going to get in trouble. We can go to Quebec, where you're not allowed to have any plants at all. And then we can go to BC, where we can have 5. And other places, we can have 4. Other places, we can have as many as you want. So we really figured it out here. We've really got it nailed down. We're making a pill, to fight cancer. That's coming soon. Should be out in a couple of weeks, according to some people that I've been speaking with. But I'm just kidding. I'm really glad that folks like you are around. Do you have any other like contacts around where you are, elsewhere, maybe in Africa, Lesotho or some other places in Africa where you can also partake without, like what's your take on Africa as far as where can you go to use it without expecting some kind of official problem?
Well, Swaziland has changed their law actually just before we did. So Swaziland's a good place, beautiful as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Swaziland,
and
that's it.
You drive straight through to them.
Wow. And okay, so and then there are some other rather lawless places in Africa. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. Sierra
things get
Leone,
reported.
stuff like that. What's going on in those areas? Do those people, you know, like in some of the more lawless areas, like Sierra Leone and stuff, do they use it, or is it a commodity of the criminal element, or what?
Honestly, for some of those regions, I wouldn't be able to tell you. There's many African root plants and so on that South Africa actually has allowed.
Yeah.
Like ibogaine and iboga and so on, which is banned in many places around the world. But at least it's because of the religious aspect.
Right. And are you familiar with iboga? Iboga is a wonderful thing. We should probably let you go. We have to get going. The show's been fun, but we have to wrap things up. We're going to talk to you. We'll have to talk to you again sometime. We're going to bring you back another time. But I really want to spend some more time talking to you about it. But can you just tell people before we go, because you are in Africa, and I've talked about this before with other people, but tell us what iboga is, or iboga. Tell us what it is, tell us what it can do, and tell us why you're a fan of it.
Well, iboga is a psychedelic to some extent. You can basically chew the root bark. It's actually just the bark, not anything else of it.
Yeah.
You can actually chew that, feel a little bit drunk, and supposedly it has a similar feeling to DMT, but I could not tell you exactly if it does.
Okay. And then? Anything else?
Then, no, apparently it is a good feature and everything as per DMT.
Okay. Well,
So,
the thing I was going to throw in at the end was that if it's done properly with the right person, it can get you off of any other kind of thing you're addicted to. Cigarettes, caffeine, cocaine, whatever.
That is true. Correct. It
Yeah.
can get you off of many other things. So can magic mushrooms.
Yeah. There you go. And it doesn't take, like, decades of counsel and drug therapy to do it. It's like basically a one-time session or 1 or 2 time session. Pretty interesting stuff. Once again, the plant world. Okay, so tell people, Didier, where we can find you and where we can know more about what's going on with you in South Africa. Didier Miguel, that's Didier, last name Miguel. Canna Traveler from South Africa. Where can we find you? Have you got a Twitter handle or something of that nature?
I have a personal Twitter handle. It's take_your_best_shot, or you can find me under my name. Then you can also follow me on the various social media platforms for Canna Traveler. So Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
Okay, well, thanks very much. I appreciate it. Thank you, Kim, for lining him up. I didn't know where you were, but you were found once we started talking about Dagga. Did I say it right? Dagga.
You're perfect, 100%.
Oh, good. I like to get it right. I have nothing but respect for Dagga. Absolutely. Okay, well, listen, thanks very much for coming. And